service ecosystem. So the cloud service ecosystem plays a very important role in the current market. There is on-demand model of delivery and price per usage model, which means like nowadays the customers, they don't have to go and build an infrastructure or any other physical burden is not required for them. What they can do is they can go and buy the services that are readily available. Right? They go, they buy the service that is available, they use them and drop the service once they are done. Right? And price per usage model is they pay only for what they use. So once they are done, they drop the service and they stop paying for it. So for example, if you wanted a Windows 32-bit, right? So you go buy the service that is available. You buy the service, you pay for that. And just in case if you want to upgrade to Windows 64, you go drop the Windows 32 and upgrade to 64 and you pay for Windows 64-bit. This is how it is working right now in the current market. Right? Okay. Yep. So key characteristics of a cloud-based solution. It can be accessed from anywhere, like the desktop, laptop, mobiles. With a single URL, you will be able to log in. It can be used by multiple people. People can share the resources. We can easily increase or decrease. So as I told you, from Windows 32 you can upgrade to 64 and based on that you will be paying, and also once you purchase something and used for minimum of that, and that can be shared with another resource. Also sharing of the resources is also possible, and billing of the service can easily be measured. So the measuring, the billing, all will be shown for you on the UI. So how much you are using it and how much you are paying for it, everything will be shown on the UI for us, right? Yeah. So Boomi integration platform as a service fits very well into this cloud service ecosystem, and we'll see how, right?
Okay.
So what is Dell Boomi integration? So if you see in the picture here, Dell Boomi, it integrates data between on-premise and the cloud applications. Right? It is integration, cloud integration tool used for integrating data between on-premise and the cloud applications.
Cloud, okay.
Yes. So it is industry's first iPaaS solution. It is industry's first iPaaS solution, which means integration platform as a service that integrates data between your on-premise and the cloud applications. Right?
Okay.
And what is integration platform as a service? So integration, what is integration? It is nothing but combining of your software and hardware components into an overall system. And you have two types of integration, business to business integration and application integration. So business to business integration means integrating the data between two or more organizations, and application integration, which means integrating data only in a single organization. Okay. So integration, actually how it works is, because you're not from the integration background, how I can tell that is, so if you wanted to transfer the data from database to you wanted to place it in cloud applications as Salesforce. You wanted a sync between database and Salesforce, right?
Okay.
So you build a particular integration such a way that you load all the data from database and place it into Salesforce application. Right? And again you build an integration such a way that you transfer all the data that is there in Salesforce to database. This is what is integration. It means transferring or combining of data between your applications. Here, or it also can be like you wanted to move, you have CSV files, okay, comma separated files in your location. You want them to be converted to XML files, okay, and you want them to be placed in a location. So what you do, just retrieve those files from your disk, you transform them to XML and again place it into the disk. So this also is a simple integration. So something that performs the job for us with the help of all these components, build our integration. Clear, Sajid? Sri Chandra? Yeah. Okay. So Dell Boomi iPaaS, it provides true multi-tenancy, which means if you see in this picture here, Dell Boomi integrates data between your allows different companies to integrate data between their on-premise and the cloud applications. Okay, so if you see here, it is a single instance multi-tenant architecture. So it has only a single instance, but it can be used across different users. It allows the users to integrate data between their on-premise and the cloud applications. Right? So distributed architecture with management and monitoring. So as I told you, it is a single instance multi-tenant architecture. So it is hosted on the Rackspace cloud service. So with a single URL, with username and password, with a single URL saying platform.boomi.com, you will be able to access Dell Boomi. And you just provide your username and password.
Okay.
Right? So if you are not very clear, I can just compare just an example, like comparing it with other applications. So if you take an example of a Facebook, so you just say www.facebook.com, right? And you have an account with your own username and password with which you will be able to log into that Facebook, right? And you will have your own account details, etc. Same way, Boomi, with saying that platform.boomi.com, you don't have to install any softwares on your system. You just have to go to Google, say platform.boomi.com, and the page opens for you. So it asks for your username and password. So you should have an account created for this Boomi, and you, with the username and password, you'll be able to log into Boomi.
Okay.
And build your integrations.
Okay.
Clear? Just getting a picture of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the different characteristics. If you can see, patent pending Atom technology. So it provides a very simple UI for us, wherein you just have to drag and drop your components and build the integrations. Just you have to drag and drop your integrations. Right? And centralizedly controlled. So all the data is centralizedly controlled in the data center. Distributed execution. So it is distributed across different data centers. And instant load scalability, no single point of failure. There is no single point of failure as data is loaded across different data centers, right? There is never a single point of failure.
Okay.
Clear with this?
Yeah. Instant load scalability, like is there?
Yeah. So data is loaded across different data centers, right? If say the data load is more at one center, so it will be easily transformed. The load will be transformed to different data center, and from there you will get the request.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So this is only about to understand how it actually works, but integration part will be different. So this is only just to see how it works. Right? How the architecture is. And this is how you access the platform: www.boomi.com, platform.boomi.com, and ondemand.boomi.com. These are the three different URLs with which you can log into Boomi.
Okay.
Right? And how it actually works is that it has three tabs: build, deploy, manage. These are the three tabs which we have. Build is where you have all the components available for us, where you build the integration. Just drag and drop those components and build your integration. Right? And you load them into a runtime engine called Atom. We'll discuss about it later. So build is somewhere where you are building your integration. Deploy. So if you want your integration to be executed behind your firewall, then you'll have to deploy that to your Atom sphere. So you deploy your atoms to the Atom sphere. That is done in the deploy page. And manage is where you see the status of the executed processes, like whether it is a success, whether it is a failure, whether how many documents has come out. All that will be seen in the manage tab. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
We'll go more detail, so I think that will clear your doubts. Okay.
Yeah.
So Atom, this is if you have a Java code. In order to execute your Java code, we need something called a JRE, right? JRE is nothing but a list of libraries that are required to execute the Java code. Correct? Correct, Srijan. So now, in order to execute our Boomi integration, we need something called an Atom. Atom is nothing but a component which has all the libraries required to execute the particular integration.
Okay.
It is a runtime engine which has all the libraries required to execute the integration process. So it is a lightweight because it is a small executable file that is downloaded onto your system. So it is a lightweight. Dynamic, so it can be, once it is up and running, it can be accessed from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Runtime engine, right? Lightweight dynamic runtime engine. It is secured, centralizedly controlled, and no single point of failure, as we discussed earlier. Fine with
Okay.
this?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So since it is Dell Boomi is a cloud integration tool, the data should be very secured, right? Security is the major concern. So the Atom, this is the Atom that is downloaded onto our system, and this is the data center, Dell Boomi platform. So the communication between the Atom and data center should be secured. Also the data should be secured. Correct? So the communication goes through SSL 128-bit encryption, and it uses port 443, which is HTTPS port. So it is very secure. The communication is very secure. Also the data is very secure during communication, during transfer of data. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So also like Boomi has undergone many security certifications with different applications like Salesforce, NetSuite, etc. to meet the security standards to prove that the data is secured. So
Okay.
this is how the Atom look like. It is small, powerful, self-contained. So it has all the libraries and all the components required to execute the particular integration. So what is a Boomi process? So we are saying integrations, right? What exactly is an integration or process? Processes are built, deployed, and managed. It contains all steps and components required to build a full integration flow. So as I said, you wanted to transform the data from Salesforce database to Salesforce. Say so here you wanted to get the data from FTP server and place the disk. So what you do here, you give connection to FTP, get the files, transform the XML files to CSV files, load them, and this placing all these components together will transform the data from FTP to disk. What you
Okay.
just sorry.
Yeah, these every like FTP icon, every icon comes under Atom process, right?
Every component comes under.
Atom, right?
Yes. So in order to execute this particular process,
Okay.
right? In order to execute this particular process, you need something called an atom. So you run this, you execute this. So you execute this with the help of the atom. What you actually do is, atom you'll download into your system, right? So after you build this particular process, you have something called runner test on the screen itself, on the build page. So when you say runner test, it will display all the list of atoms that are running.
Okay.
So with the help of that atom, you execute, and that will execute a process. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Just don't get more confused. We can see that more detail in the classes, right?
Yeah.
So this is how it actually looks like. Build, deploy, and manage. These are the three tabs. This is the build page where you will be able to see the account name. This is the name of the account, and here all the components. You just have to drag and drop them. All these are components. You just drag and drop them and build the integration here.
Okay.
Right? So you don't need to do any coding or any scripting, anything else is not required here. Just have to drag and drop them and build the integration.
So like where we have to use the JavaScript and webs like SOAP, REST, web services, this
So
type.
yeah, so those are all connectors. We say them as connectors. So when you say scripting, right? Scripting, we should mostly, reduce scripting. This because we have everything readily available. we have to make use of the pre-built connectors or pre-built components that are already there. But in extreme situations wherein you know when you can't able to do with a component, you go for scripting. So in set properties we have something called JavaScript. So on using that you will be able to write the JavaScript.
Okay, so like because I'm from mechanical background,
Okay.
so undergrad is my done in mechanical, so I'm little bit confused in that
Uh,
coding etc.
So,
So
so as you're a mechanical engineer, I think this would be a better option other than going for any coding languages. That's the reason here Boomi is a integration tool, but not like other coding languages. Right?
okay,
Here you don't have to code anything. You just have to drag and drop your components and build the integration. That's it.
okay,
There is no coding required. Right?
mm-hmm. Okay,
And when you say about soap press, those are available in connectors. You just have to give the end connections. That's it. So you'll be able to connect to that particular soap URL. So
okay,
we'll discuss all that in our classes. So another important component is a connector. So in order to get data into your integration, into your process, we need something called a connector. So connector is through which we get the data in and out. Right? So we'll
mm-hmm.
have to specify two things, connection and operation. So connection is something specifies where to connect to, and operation says how to connect to. So for example, you are connecting to a database connector. You want to connect to a database. So in the connector, you select database and say action get. And connection you will provide all the required like username, password, host, port, all that will be provided in the connection. And in
Okay,
operation you'll say select start from employee or whatever. So it retrieves all the data from the database. And then you
mm-hmm.
perform whatever operation is required. So it's so simple as that. So we have connectors for different applications. So few if it can be specified like disk, FTP, database, Salesforce. So these are few. Disk, you just have to specify the location from where you want to retrieve the files. FTP will be specifying host, username, password, and database also the same. So these are the few examples. Clear with
Okay.
this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So
profile.
those are the connectors we have, right? Those are the only connectors we have.
Not only this, there are a huge number of connectors for different applications. This is just a list of few. There are
Okay,
huge number of connectors we have.
cool. Okay.
So a profile. What is a profile? So from database you are getting data out of it. So a profile says what data is coming out and the length of each field. So all that will be specified, whether it is a number or or a character. So what the type will be specified in the profile.
Okay.
Clear? So just describes
Mm.
the document that is getting in.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, so it is used across maps, validation logic, set properties, etc. So
Okay.
another important component here is a map. Map is something transforms one structured data to another structured data. So which means if you want to say for example you wanted to convert your CSV file to an XML file, right? So in the source you just give the CSV file and destination you just give the XML file and map the fields. That's it. So your XML or CSV file will get converted to an XML file.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Mm.
So only just drag and drop them, map the fields. So here Boomi also provides an option called Boomi Suggest. So if suppose in real time you're having 500 fields retrieved in database or in somewhere, you can't just go and map each field, right? So you have
Yeah.
something called Boomi Suggest where Boomi maps the fields for you and gives the accuracy, how are exactly mapped. Hmm?
Okay.
Based
Yes.
on the names,
Mm.
it maps the fields. Okay. So next is the document flow, just to see how the document flow works. So we have an integration here from where we are retrieving data from Salesforce and placing that into disk. Okay. So from Salesforce, I got 4 documents out of Salesforce. Okay. And then I've checked the condition here about the type. So 3 of my documents have passed the condition and 1 has failed. So in the map I'm converting, Salesforce obviously gives you an XML file. It gives the data as XML. So I'm converting XML to CSV in the map. Right? Data process is where I combine all the 3 into a single document. Okay. And here I am giving a name to it and loading into disk. This is how the document flow works. And the one that has failed will go to false path. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
And also Dell Boomi provides you very good support options wherein you have 24/7 support, articles, discussion forums, and you have live chat, live phone support. All these different support options are available. So advantages of Boomi. So as it says, drag and drop workflow, no coding required. Okay. Support for simple to complex business logics. Simple results for browsing applications. So with connector itself, you can connect to different applications. And any to any data transformation with the help of map. So as I already told you, Boomi has undergone different security standards, security certifications to meet the standards of different applications. So it is industry certified security model. You also have the ability to build your own connectors for your applications. Okay.
Okay.
So no software is required to install. Just with saying platform.boomi.com, you'll be able to log in. And full feature dashboard, centralizedly managed, and full featured no risk trial. And if you are aware of Gartner survey, so Gartner is someone who is the survey which provides us which iPaaS solution stands as #1. So according to
Yeah.
Gartner survey as March 2016, Dell Boomi stands as #1 in the Magic Quadrant.
Okay.
Dell
Right.
Boomi is the leader in the enterprise integration platform as a service, right?
Mm.
So this is about it, Srichan. So if you have any queries, you can just ask me.
Okay. Like
Hmm?